Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Digitize Summer Sessions. My name is Pam. Welcome to everyone who's joined us today. What we're going to be doing today is making a transition video for primary ones. Now, in the advert for this, it said if you're a primary 7, but you could be primary 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 even, and you could still be welcoming primary ones to your new school. To your school. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use an app called Canva. Canva is a brilliant app for making graphics, any kind of design. You can make posters, brochures, but you can also now make videos in Canva. So I'm going to show you Canva today. You could use multiple other tools for making videos. So if you're in a school using iPads, then you could use iMovie to pull your video together. If you're using Chromebooks, you could use something like WeVideo. But today we're going to use Canva, which you can use on any device. So you could use the mobile app on phones and tablets, and you can use it on the internet at canva.com. So what I'm going to do just now is I'm just going to jump in and share my screen, and we're going to start looking at Canva and how we can get started with our transition video. If you want to add a comment today, please use the YouTube comments. We'll be there getting back to you. So we're just going to jump in just now. I'm going to share my screen and we are going to get started with Canva. So here we are at the Canva login screen. Now, what you need to do here is you need to, if you don't have an account already, then you can sign up using your Google account. And one thing I want to point out to all schools is that Canva Premium, the premium version with everything you need to do anything, is totally free to education. So it's totally free to teachers and to pupils. And all you need to do is go to canva.com and you will find the education sign up. In fact, if you just go to Google and search for Canva education, then you will find the link there to sign up via the education. You can also sign up via school districts. So your local authority could sign up to Canva and just get premium for everyone. So I already have a Canva account, so I'm just going to continue with my email and I'm going to sign in to my account here. So here we are now at the Canva homepage. Now, what you have here is a decision to make about the type of design you want to make. Okay, so I mentioned earlier, you can make logos and presentations and posters, and there's all sorts of templates in Canva. So if I go up to the top left there on the main menu, you can see templates, and I can choose any of these templates, and it will create a design of that size for me. Now today we are making a video, so we're going to be looking for a video template, and you can see that here on the left hand side. It's sized correctly at 1920 by 1080, which is the size for HD video. So I'm just going to click onto that just now, and you can see that I am now in the Canva editor and I'm ready to make my video. So let's just talk about the Canva editor for a little bit. So we've got three kind of main areas here to talk about. So down the left hand side here, you can see the main toolbar menu. So at the moment I'm at the top left and I'm on templates. And what that means is I've got lots of pre-made templates here that I could just add to my video. So, for example, if I like the look of this podcast one, I could just click on that and I could add it to my video, and I've got this kind of nice opening slide with these little moving GIF emojis and things. Okay, I'm just going to undo that. So I'm going to come up to the top left on the blue menu. I'm going to click the back arrow and I'm going to undo that. So that is templates. Now there's lots of templates in there. If you just search for school in there, then you can see, excuse me, there's lots of kind of school themed templates. Now for our transition video, this might be a great one. So you could just put that slide over there and maybe you just type in welcome P1s, and that would be a really lovely slide for your beginning of your video. So that is templates. There's loads of them there. It's a really easy way just to get started with a design that looks great. There's another one there. And here, when you click on another one, if you've already got a template on your page, you can either add it as a new page or you can just replace the current one. So I'm just going to replace the current one. I'm going to do that again and just show you all these great designs that you could use just to get started. I really like this one here. So I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to put welcome P1s. Now what's happened there is it's gone on to the next line. So I'm just going to make this box a wee bit bigger. And you can see now that that is pretty nice. Underneath here, I might put the name of your school. Now I'm just going to put digitize. I'm going to put digitize primary, but you would obviously put the name of your school in there. And all these little bits here can be changed. So you can customize these to whatever you want and just change them. Maybe you'd like to add your school badge in here. Okay, so we've talked about the top item on the left-hand side toolbar. The next one down is called elements. And that's quite a good time to talk about these because that's where you would change some of these little items. So you can see here, I've got this little settings wheel. If I wanted to take that away, I could just backspace, get rid of that. Remember, I can undo everything. So if you delete something by mistake, then that's okay. You can just undo. So this little undo is very, very handy. But down here in the elements, you've got all these different little graphics that you can add. So for example, if I searched for school again, then you can see lots of little elements that look a bit like school. So maybe I could put that one up there as a little kind of jotter or notebook. And up here, you can see that I can actually customize the colors, which is pretty cool. So I would suggest with any video, if you're making it for your school, I would use your school colors. So I'm going to show you just how to change these jotters. So imagine your school colors were like blue and red. Then you can see you can kind of change these here. I'm just on this little top menu and I'm changing the colors there as I go. So excuse me, superb. That's me got my nice changed color there. But what I can do is add any of these little elements. So there's something nice little schooly type ones there. There's a nice pile of books with an apple on top. That's really nice. I'd maybe want my school badge in there as well. So, you know, if you had like a school logo, so we're just going to pretend this is our school logo. And you could put that, for example, just underneath there, which would be quite a nice little welcome to our P1s. Okay, so that's elements. Elements are just little different bits of graphics, but you can also search for photos in there, graphics, you can filter them by graphics, you can search for videos, and you can search for audio clips in there as well, because we can add music to our video, which is pretty cool. Okay, next down, we're still on this left-hand side toolbar, and you'll notice here that I've got the option to add uploads. Now that means that you could take, for example, your school badge, and you could upload media yourself. So that would be great. So if I just click on there, it'll open up my computer, and you can see that I can just add, there's a photo there, I can just add that. And now I've uploaded that. You can see there we've got the logo for Briarlands Farm. We could add that in. I've uploaded that for a different project. So you can see that you can upload media yourself. So that means that you could be going around your school, making little bits of film, maybe adding some photographs, and you could build up your video that way. So let's have a look at this other feature here that says record yourself. So let's have a wee look at that. I'm going to click on that just now, and you'll notice that I go into this different kind of layout, the studio layout. And all I would do here is click on record. And then what's going to happen is I get a countdown and I can actually speak, welcome primary ones to our school. When I'm finished, I just hit done. And now when I go back out and save and exit, then what I will have is a little video of me inside there in that nice little circle, and I can kind of resize that. So that might be a nice thing to do, just to make some little welcome introduction videos there, to introduce your P1s to your school. So let's just think for a minute about what we would want to add to our video. I mean, all we've got so far is this kind of welcome slide. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom and talk to you about this area here. This is called your timeline. And in a video, your timeline starts at the first thing people are going to see, and then you can add other pages to build out your video towards the end. So if I add a page here, I've now got a nice blank page. It's the same color as my first one, but of course I can customize that. I can just come up to this background color here. I could make it white, for example. And remember, you can take videos with maybe your Chromebook or your iPad or your mobile phone, and you could upload them into Canva. So that's a great thing to do. So, excuse me, what I'm going to do now is we're just going to come down the left-hand side and show you some other things you can add. So we've looked at templates, we've looked at elements, which are a lot of graphics. We've seen that we can upload images and video, and now we can look at text. So text is really handy because you can add little messages on the screen. Now there's some pre-designed text here on the left-hand side, or I can choose to add some of my own. So you'll notice what I'm doing when I'm adding things. When I'm choosing what I want on this left-hand toolbar, then obviously this next section here allows me to see things that I can add. And when I click on them, it adds them over to my main workspace over in the middle of my page. And the main workspace, let's just talk about that for a minute. It'll look fairly familiar to you if you're used to using things like Google Docs or Microsoft Word or Pages. It looks a bit like a text editor. So we're in text just now, and you can see that we've got this menu that's opened up here. I can go over to this box here, and I can choose a font. So your school might have a font that it uses as part of its school identity and brand, or you could just choose one of these nice fonts here, try them out, and then obviously you double click into here and you can change your text. So we could write welcome to the school. Now, I don't really like the look of this text. It's a bit, so I maybe wouldn't say welcome to this school. I'd probably say welcome to our school, wouldn't I? We want to say the school, like it's any old school. Welcome to our school. Now in here, I'd probably want a nice photograph of our school. Now I don't have photographs, I'm not in a school, so you're going to need to take the photographs yourself and then upload them, okay? But I'm just going to search for school. I'm just going to find a photograph of a school. So let's see, here we go. So there's a photograph of a school. Now you can't see my text now, so I'm going to have to change the colour of this text. So I need to select my text, and then I go up to this area here where it says text colour, and I'm just going to make that white so that it stands out nicely. So now we have our welcome, and then we have welcome to our school. So if I just press this play button here, then I can see what my video is going to look like. So here we go. We can see it going through the first one, and now it's going to go into the second slide, and that is great. So there we go. We've got 2 slides in there, and it's put it together as a video. Now, what I thought, I don't know about you, but when I was watching that, I thought the first one was a bit long. That's okay. It's easily fixed. So there's a couple of ways I can do that. You see now that I've selected that first slide, and it's gone purple. So you can see on the bottom of the screen, it's kind of gone purple. And what we want to do is just want to drag it from the right hand side, and you can see it's telling me how many seconds it's going to play for. So this one here is playing for like 4 seconds. That seems about right, about 3 or 4. Excuse me. And then the next one's playing for 5. Again, that's a bit long. I'm going to make that 3. Now you'll notice in between these 2 little video clips here, I've got a plus button. I want to tell you about that just now. So I'm going to click on the plus button, and you'll see that you get the option to add something called a transition. Now, a transition in video is just a way of it moving seamlessly and slickly into the next slide. And the one I like to use is the dissolve. So the dissolve will just kind of dissolve into the next one. Slide would kind of slide into the next one like that. And then we've got these fancy ones where we've got circle wipes, line wipes, and you can see what these are doing when you move through them. I'm going to stick with the dissolve, and let's have a look now and see how that affects our video. So you see it just kind of fades into the next one. I'm quite happy with that. I think that looks great. So now that we've got our little video clip in there, we're looking to add some more. We're looking to build out our video. So let's think for a minute about what we might want to add in a transition video. Now, I think your primary ones are going to want to know about the school. They're going to want to see the different spaces in your school. So you're probably going to want to take video clips and audio clips around the school. You could even be really fancy and you could take, your camera, your Chromebook, iPad, whatever you've got, and actually film you talking about the area. So maybe you're in the dining hall. You might want to get someone in your class to say, "Hey, primary ones, welcome to the dining hall." So let's just try, and I'm just going to do this with photographs for now, but you could add video clips in there and that would be amazing. So I'm going to search for canteen because that is pretty much what we're talking about here. So this would be an example of a canteen, and what you could do is you could just go over to the left hand side and add some text over the top that just says canteen or dining hall or lunch area. What about that? So you remember your primary ones are going to be interested to see what it's like at your school. So lunch area, remember I can change the font again. I'm going to make it this one. And actually that text stands out quite nicely there. So you can see now I've got welcome to our school, I've got a lunch area, and all I need to do is build this up slowly. Now, another thing that, as well as the spaces, I think the primary ones would be interested to see some of your teachers. So maybe what you could do is arrange, you could maybe send an email, you could maybe just visit them and make an appointment, but maybe you could arrange to film some of your teachers. I think that would be a great idea. And you know what? Not everyone will want to speak on the camera, but actually, what might be really nice is if you just got some of your teachers' faces smiling or maybe waving. Maybe some fellow pupils could do that, and that could be a really stylish way to do your video. So I'm just going to click smile here and show you what I mean by that. So for example, if this chap here, I've ruined my lunch area one, I'm going to add a new page. But maybe this chap here is a teacher at your school, and what you could do is just have a really nice photo of that teacher smiling, and then you could add some nice text over the top just to say who they are. I'm going to change the font again back to this one. So maybe this gentleman here is called Mr. Smith, because I can't think of any other names right now. So Mr. Smith there. And you could just continue that with all the other teachers. Now, you'd probably want these down maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. But now we can see, if I go back to the beginning, that our video's starting to take shape, really, isn't it? So we've got welcome P1s, got welcome to our school, and then we've got lunch area. Now, I think this seems a bit random that we've got lunch area and then we've got Mr. Smith. So what I want to show you now is that you can change the order of things really easily. So actually, I'd probably want like the teachers to be before the lunch area. So I can just select Mr. Smith. And if you notice what's happening, there's a purple line appearing and it's just letting me drag that. So all I did there was click and hold Mr. Smith's little slide section, and I can drag it along this timeline wherever I want. So I'm going to put Mr. Smith in there. Now, another really handy thing is if you like this page of Mr. Smith and you're thinking, right, I want to show some other teachers in here, then you'll notice there's 3 little dots. When I hover over a clip, there's 3 little dots there. Let's click on them, and you can see that I can duplicate this page. Now, that's really handy because it means you don't have to edit the text again. So watch what happens. I duplicate that, and I've now got 2 Mr. Smiths. But what I can do really easily is just replace the image here of Mr. Smith. So I can just add a different image. So let's go over. Yours would be in your uploads because you'd have actual people. So here's one of, see, I've got a little video clip here of someone from my team. So I'm just going to click on that. I don't want to use the whole video clip, but I'm going to just use a little section, and we're just going to put here Mr. Bryceland, because that's who this chap is. So I'm going to put Mr. Bryceland, and I've got a bit of a problem with the text color here. It's not too much of a problem, but I'm just going to make it white so that it stands out. So you can see that stands out a bit better. And I've now got Mr. Bryceland. And you'll see that this one of Mr. Bryceland is actually a little video clip. So that could be a nice way for you to do it. You could get video clips of your teachers and have them speaking. So maybe the idea of some still photographs of people smiling at the camera, and then maybe it would be nice to have some video clips as well. Maybe your head teacher would say, "Welcome to our school," and give a little bit of a welcome to the P1s. Maybe you could do that. Maybe another teacher would do it. So you can see that already I'm beginning to build up my video really, really nicely. And you can do this just as easily. So we're down the left-hand side menu. Remember, everything you want to add is selected from these types here. And what we've not spoken about is audio. So videos sound good when they've got a bit of music behind them. So if you scroll down to the left-hand side, you can see audio, and there's lots of music already in there for us to choose from. Now, some of these are pro, so you won't get them on the free license, but remember, Canva Pro's available to everyone in education. So I can choose. You can see they've got topic headings. This is happy music, and you can hover over it and just play it. So you can hear that one, and then you can hear that one. Quite like that one. It's quite loud. I quite like that tune though. I've previewed it and I quite like it. So I'm just going to add it. Now you can see I've added it in the wrong place. It's only gone into the end of my video. So I'm just going to drag that, and now you can see that that is for the start of my video. Now, sometimes what happens when you add audio is a bit loud. So I'm going to right click on that, and you can see, so I went to the 3 dots and I just right clicked, and you can see I've got a volume option there. So what I can do, the volume option just appears in the top right hand side, and I can just slide that down so that my music's not that loud, because that would be a great thing to do. So let's just scroll down, play, and that's quite nice now. My music's not too loud over the top of that. So you can begin to see how our video is building up. Now, I've not got any transitions between these other slides, but that's okay. What I can do is just add them in, and actually I'm going to show you another feature that's dead handy. You can add a transition like dissolve, and you can see down the bottom here I've got apply between all pages, and that's going to save me doing that again. It's just going to add the transition. You can see it's done it down here. I've now got that transition excuse me, between all my slides, which is just great. Okay, so oh, I've zoomed way in there. Just going to come out, and I'm going to zoom back into this bit. There we go. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about now, because this is video, and video is all about moving images. So I'm going to show you how you can animate things like your text or the elements. So remember on this slide, when we're on this one, some of these things are moving. Look how cool that is. They're kind of moving. It just adds interest, and it's more like a video. So let's show you how we could animate the text on this lunch area slide. So I'm going to click into lunch area here, and you'll notice on this main toolbar, I've got the option to animate. I'm going to click on that, And on the left-hand side now, you've got all these different animations. So best thing to do, like everything else in Canva, is just click on it and see what happens. So I can compare these different ones there. I can also get it to type it, which is quite nice, quite like that. And I can adjust the speed and decide whether it's happening, the typing's happening when it comes in or when it goes away. Or if we want to type by character, I can also kind of change, look at these different effects, loads of different animations there that you can just play around with and try out. I think this text here, black, is a bit boring. I'm going to come up to the text colour and I'm going to match it in with the colour of my school, which is red. So I think that looks nice. It matches all my seats. That looks smashing. Now, let's think what else we might want to include. Maybe we want to include the infant classrooms. So I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to search for classroom. Now, you'll obviously take actual photographs of your actual classroom. None of these look like the lovely little primary one classrooms that you all have, but we'll put it in there anyway. And we'll just pretend this is our primary one classroom, but I'm sure you will all be lovely with nice little toys and plants and wooden things. So you can add that there. You'll notice my audio track's not extended to because I've added a new slide. So I'm going to have to just drag that out, but that's okay. That's it dragged, and it only ever goes to the end of your last slide. So that is how you start making your video in Canva. Now remember, you just build it up slide by slide. You choose everything you want from this left-hand toolbar, and you can actually record yourself speaking so that you can actually narrate your video and have a voiceover over the top. This is your video though. You need to decide what's important for your school to share with primary ones. Think about all the things you would have been nervous about. You might want to know where you hang your coat, where do you put your lunch bag, where's the cloakroom, where are the toilets, what time is lunch. You need to think about your school and what you would have wanted to know as a primary one, and then Canva will allow you to turn it into this smashing little video. I could be doing with some more text animations, so I'm just going to animate a few more of these with some fancy bits of text. I'm just choosing different animations for each one just to show you them. Lunch area, oh, we've already got that. And then this one, oh, better add some text, add a heading, and we'll call this infant classroom. Now, obviously, remember you're taking actual photographs of your actual classrooms, but I need to change the font because I like my font to be the same all the way through. That would be a good tip for you as well. Keep your font consistent. So choose one font and just use it all the way through. And remember, your colours can change. That didn't really work, did it? And you'll need to, you see what I'm doing here with the images I've got? I'm moving the text around so that they're in a kind of less busy place in the image. So I don't want it down here when I've got that little girl in the background. I want to move it. So I'm moving it up to the top right, and I'm going to change the colour because that does not stand out very well there. Neither does that actually. Let's go darker. There we go, that's better. So the black actually works for that photograph. And what you have to do when you're adding things on top of photographs or video clips, you have to make those decisions. What colour do I need my text to be? Because you want people to be able to read it. So it needs to be clear. So if you've got a dark background, you want light text. And if you've got a light background, like this one, then you want your text to be quite dark. Another thing you can do is click on your image and you can actually change the colour. So you can edit the image and you see there's various filters. So you'll be used to filters from, you know, different apps. You'll have filters on and you can adjust them. And sometimes the filters will make things easier to read. I quite often use this one called Cali because it just makes things easy to read. So that's there. The placement of your text is up to you. But you can just go around and build that up like that. Remember, a lot of the time you'll be on uploads and you'll probably want to upload your own media. So I think the best thing for you to do now that you know how to work Canva is to go and get planning your video. So plan it all you need to do to plan it is, you could do it on Google Slides or PowerPoint or something. You could just plan what you want in each one. You could do it on a piece of paper. You could do it in your head. You just need to, it's called a storyboard, and it's just basically little boxes, and you know what you need to film in each box. So you could split this up between the people in your group. Some of you could go and get photographs around the school. Some of you could maybe get little video clips of teachers, but you're going to have to pull together all these things before you get into Canva, because you want these images and videos to be your actual school and the people in your school. So it might take you a wee while to pull all that together, and then you can bring it into something, excuse me, like Canva. You could also use iMovie. You could use WeVideo. Any kind of video editing software will work in the same way. When you build it up in sections, you can usually drag them. You can usually split them. So if you right click, you'll notice split page. That's a big one you want to use. You want to do that a lot in things like iMovie and WeVideo. You always want to split your clips, and you can add other things in. In Canva, it's dead easy. You don't really need to split them. You can just kind of change the length of them by selecting and dragging like I did. For each slide, my advice would be 2 or 3 seconds for each slide, unless, of course, it's a video clip where you need to listen to someone speaking, in which case it'll need to be the length of time that they're speaking. So I've shown you how to add audio as well in Canva. The same goes for other video editing platforms. You can usually have your video, and then underneath that, a little audio track, and you can also usually add a voiceover or an audio file of you speaking. So in Canva, remember, you would go to uploads, and then you would go to record yourself, and it's going to bring you into this little editor. Now, what you can decide there is, oh, look, I can add a filter. That's quite nice. I can make myself look all filtered. That's a new feature that I didn't know was there, which is quite nice. And I can add the various little effect. Oh, skin smoothing, I'll have that as well. That's going to smooth me off and make me look younger or something. I love that. And I can also drag this little icon of me around about the room there. And change the shape. So if I don't want it to be a circle, then I can make it a rectangle there, which is a bit like what we're using today in our streaming software. And I can just drag that round and have that wherever I want. So that could be a really good thing for you to do, just to add a narration or a little track over the top of your video. And you don't have to have the filters on there and everything. That's up to you. I like the circle shape, so I'm just going to go back to that. But I think that'd be a smashing thing for you to do, just to add a little narration and just speak to the primary ones and welcome them to your school. So you can see, you get your countdown, remember. Hey, primary ones, welcome to our school. This is our infant classroom, and we know you're going to be really happy there. There you go. That's all I want. Just right click, top right hand side, save and exit, and you'll see now that it adds that over the top for me. Remember, my audio is now a wee bit out of sync, so I need to drag it and extend it. And I'm beginning to get a really nice feel for this video. What you decide to put in your video is entirely up to you. You'll need to plan it for your school. You need to make appointments with your teachers or head teacher, maybe to get some interviews with them. Now, one thing to talk about when you're filming, because we're filming this in landscape mode, remember your phone or whatever it is you're using, have it in landscape, not vertical, okay? Horizontal. Because we're making a horizontal video. If you're making a video for like TikTok or social media or something, you could go vertical, but this one might go on your school website, might get emailed out to parents. So we're going to keep it horizontal. So everything you film needs to be in that horizontal or landscape mode. It's a common mistake people make when they're filming, is to turn their phone vertical, and then you only get this little strip down the middle. Okay, so let's talk now about sharing our video file and how we could share this with the parents of the primary ones. I don't imagine you're going to be sending it out to the primary ones themselves, but the parents will be very keen to see the video. So to share everything, we go up to the top right hand, the very right hand corner, where the bar goes purple, and we're going to click share. Now, you've got some options here, okay? What you could do is you could download your video clip, and then what you can maybe do is upload it to somewhere else in order to share it. So one of the places that you could use is YouTube. Now, you need to get a teacher to do this for you, but downloading your video will just download it as an MP4 video file. You can see now that that's happening there. But look, you've also got this link here. It says, want others to watch this? Send this to someone so they can watch this. And it says in brackets, anyone with the link can watch, no sign-in required. So all you need to do is copy that link and then send that out to the P1s. So let's just have a look what that would look like. I've copied it. I'm going to paste it in here. And you can see that they just get to watch the video like that. So that's actually all you need to do to share it with the P1s. You just copy that link, and then you would need to send it to them. So maybe on, I don't know, Class Dojo or email or text, group call text or something, and you could send it out to them. So that is Canva. That's how easy it is to get started making a video. I hope you've enjoyed today's summer session. If you're watching on catch up, good luck with your videos. And thank you so much to everyone who joined us live today. Join us again tomorrow. We're running for the next 2 weeks. We've got summer sessions covering lots of different themes and topics. But thank you so much to everyone who took part in this transition video session today, and good luck with your videos.